Bad News Brown. Welcome to another video. Scrolling through the neighborhood, so I figure I'll do a remake of a prior video I did, y'all, regarding the layout of the turfs and the hoods in Oakland. So here I go. Now, the thing you gotta know about Oakland in the hoods in the structure is that it's all number based. So every hood, turf, block, project, village, or whatever has a street, a number attached to it. Even if they don't put it front and center, you know, it's a street and number attached to it. Another thing is also, with that being said, and I mentioned this in another video, Oakland being drug based, meaning the drugs control the streets, not gangs. So with that being said, every hood sold something, whether coke, weed, whatever. Every hood sold something. So with that being said, and this what makes it a little confusing, being that every hood pretty much was a dope spot, they didn't, like you see this here, we did this, but we didn't too much do this here just because of indictments and all that type of stuff. We did do it, don't get me wrong. You know, brother, we had hats, t-shirts, visors, big pimpin' turf clothes, all that stuff. But at the same time, you wouldn't too much, like maybe in other cities, you wouldn't too much see us spray painting this or whatever. Like I said, we may have a shirt or a hat with this here on it. And again, speaking of that, what you're looking at here is also what you see, 3800. Because every hood put the Hunnitt at the end of the number that they attach to. Again, even if they don't put it front and center. So what you see here is 3800. Now, naturally you may think, okay, 3800, that's 38th Street, which if it was East Oakland, it would be. And again, I said that in another video. The way the town is designed, we got numbers on both sides of town. So it run both directions. Although in the east it's avenues, and on the west and the north is streets. So this is AppGuard 3800. Now AppGuard 3800 is 38th Street. Now the street is AppGuard. But again, like I said, every hood got a number attached to it. So being this is 3800 because the street after AppGuard is 39th Street. In the street before was 37th. Although you got West MacArthur that runs too, which is a major street artery. And I'll get into that too in another video. But anyway, so again, like I said, every hood in the town got that Hunnitt on it. We put the Hunnitt at the end of everything. I don't care what hood it is, that's a street number and a Hunnitt attached to it. I can guarantee you that. Again, like I said, even if they don't put it front and center, because you may ask somebody like, where you from? Oh, I'm from here, I'm from so-and-so. Or let me name some hoods. What, I'm from Sobrani, I'm from Funktown, I'm from Ghost Town, I'm from Acorn, I'm from the Bottoms. All them hoods got a Hunnitt attached to it. I can guarantee you that. And anybody you know, again, like I said, just ask them where they from, and wherever they say you from, ask them the Hunnitt, and I bet they'll be able to tell you. Now, why we got the Hunnitt on it is, and this is just my theory, y'all, the Hunnitt on it is because, again, like I said, the town, the drugs control the streets. So, in my opinion, back then, in the 80s or whatever, you know, we had Task Force and Vice used to ride through the hoods. So, when you hear like on the news reports, in a dispatcher, or, you know, for shootings or whatever, something happened on this Hunnitt block or that Hunnitt block. So I believe we just took it and ran with it, and we just added that Hunnitt on it. And guarantee you, man, in Oakland, it's the land of the Hunnitt. Even now with the youngsters, they doing their little clicking and banging. They got a Hunnitt at the end of theirs too. So just to let y'all know, y'all, this is how we do it in Oakland. This is how the layout of the streets is and hoods in Oakland. Again, like I said, regardless if it's a project, A neighborhood, a street, a turf, or a block, it's a Hunnitt at the end of it, because every street, like again, got a number attached to it. Even our street names, we gonna put a number on that thing. And it's funny, the one back in the day, we used to call Oakland Copeland. And one of the reasons why a famous baseball player that played for the A's, I ain't gonna say his name, but they asked him, you know, about Oakland, Copeland. He was like, one thing, you can name any number, any street, any two numbers, any street, and you can find dope on there. So the name Copeland, and we was calling it Copeland before that, but that's one of the reasons why, you know, Oakland, land of the bosses, home of the Black Panthers, and this is how we do things. Even now, again, like I said, most people, especially nowadays, you ain't gonna too much see this Hunnitt on it. But again, ask them whenever they tell you wherever they from out here in the town, just be like, oh, okay, what block, what Hunnitt is that? And they'll be able to tell you. And again, we got some hoods, because again, we got projects, we got hoods, we got blocks like this here, Apgard. This is a block. Then you got neighborhoods, you got turfs or whatever. So you may got more than one Hunnitt within that hood, but they usually gonna have a main street Hunnitt. Trust me, it's gonna be a main Hunnitt, even though you're gonna have, of course, little side blocks of turfs where cats is at. But again, like I said, this is Oakland, the land of the Hunnitt. And matter of fact, anybody that's old enough, you'll know, and you may know why not we put the Hunnitt on everything. Again, like I said, it may got something to do with just the police, this Hunnitt block, that Hunnitt block, because the task force used to come through, used to be riding old school T. Lewis and all that. You know, if you from Oakland, you old enough back in the day, you know everything I'm talking about. And straight up, Bad News Brown breaking this shit down for y'all one time, man.